All right. Welcome to the Author Spotlight. My name is Arilia Winn. I'm the owner and operator of Winn Publications. Good afternoon. If you don't mind telling us your name and where you're located.
Hi, Arilia. It's Joyce Fields, and I am in California, Arcadia, California. It's right outside Pasadena.
Yes, ma'am. You are not too far from me. I think we said this last time. You just right up the freeway.
And where are you?
I'm in Orange, California.
Okay.
Right by Disneyland.
Right up the freeway.
Yep.
I don't really know it. I'm originally from Detroit, so I don't really know.
Oh, okay.
Arcadia that well, or even the general vicinity. But I like the weather. Don't miss the snow and ice.
Yes, we're having a beautiful day today. I'm excited. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and jump into what we came here to talk about your books. I know you have 2 recent books. Let's go ahead, if you don't mind, telling us the titles and what they're about.
Well, I have written 10 books in 9 different genres.
Wow.
And the ones that I wanted to talk about today were The Best Way to Keep a Man is to Let Him Go, among other things. That's the title of the book.
Mm-hmm.
My husband and I have been together for 62 years, been married for it'll be 52 years in June. And I just wanted to write this book I think it was like around I was in my 60s when I wrote the book. I'm 76 now.
Okay.
And so I was trying to do the math. Math is not my strong suit. English is.
How funny, yeah.
And when I was 15 years old, my late mother-in-law told me that the best way to keep a man is to let him go. Mm-hmm. And my mother actually modeled it for me. She didn't say it, but she lived it. I never heard her ask my father where he was going, what time he was coming back, or where he's been, or anything. I never, not one time did I ever hear her say anything like that to him. Mm. So she let him go, So then I also wanted to talk about another one of my books, Dear Bully, a collection of poems about bullying. On February 1st, I just launched this new drive to try to diminish bullying.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is called the ABC Gang, G-A-N-G,
mm-hmm.
Gang, and Anti-Bullying Children. That's the ABC part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's free to join the ABC Gang. You just go to goodshortbooks.com, click on the anti-bullying tab, download the anti-bullying pledge, which reads, I pledge to not be a bully. I pledge to stop being a bully. I pledge to be kind to all. I pledge friendship to the bullied. I pledge to choose good over evil. I pledge to start or join a cyber friendship chain. Now, I'm offering this, I would like to, for children 6 and up, to
mm-hmm.
join this anti-bullying gang. Because if we start at the earlier ages, then we will be indoctrinating them against bullying.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 25 poems in the book, and every Sunday, which is tomorrow is Sunday,
mm-hmm.
I post a new poem and a new no-no word. And so the poems, I wrote 25 poems in 6 hours. It just blew my mind. And I want to read one of the poems. Dear Bully, sending mean stuff on your computer or texting it on your phone is no way to deal with anyone. It's better to leave them alone. Cyberbullying is just as bad as doing it face-to-face. It's nothing to be proud of. It's really a total disgrace. Instead of sending mean stuff, start a cyber friendship chain. Include the kids you bullied, and then you all will gain a better way of living, more smiles in all your days, using your computers and your phones in smart and friendly ways. And so that one is a poem that's farther down in the book, so I'll be posting it because I'm only going to post the poems as they appear in the book. And so every Sunday, that's 25 Sundays, I'm going to be doing this. And then I'll probably start over again for those kids who didn't see the first 25 poems. So
yeah. Oh, wow. You got a lot going. Were you an educator before? I can't remember. I think so.
No, I was not. But
No?
I get asked that all the time. I was never a teacher, but everybody tells me.
No way.
Yeah. And can I read one more poem?
Please, yes.
Okay. Dear Bully, how did you feel when you heard that I had committed suicide? Did you laugh and shout with glee, or did you want to run and hide? I was afraid to be in your presence. I was afraid when I heard your voice. I wanted to go to school each day, but your actions gave me no choice. Now I am gone and out of your reach, but this is not what I wanted. I just couldn't take it anymore. I was tired of being taunted.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yep, and so I'm going to be posting a poem every day, every Sunday. And so we have got to do something with this bullying. Nothing, well, I shouldn't say nothing, but not enough is being done. I have created this thing, and it's a short video, and it's at the ABC Gang 02/01/2020 on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. We'll have to check that out. So, you're not an educator. How did you come up on this? Like, why this specific thing? Were you bullied ever? Or do you know somebody that was?
No,
or?
I was not bullied.
Okay.
But I knew a whole lot of people who were.
Yeah.
And so, today, it's creating... It's making children commit suicide. They shouldn't even know that word.
Right.
And YouTube is showing them how to do it. All kinds of. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
We've got to protect the children.
Wow, that's amazing that you're using your gifts and your writing to bring this message.
Well, Arilia, my mission statement is I write books that inspire people on their journey to make the world a better place.
Yeah. Wow, that's powerful.
I have a book, My Simple Quotes to Live By. This is a very inspirational book, and these quotes you really can live by. I coined a quote, I coined my first quote when I was 15 years old, and that quote stated, "Never lose your hope and faith." When I graduated from middle school, they asked the graduating students to leave some encouraging words behind for the students to come. And I said, never lose your hope and faith. And the reason why I know that I said that, because I don't remember saying it, one of my former classmates sent me the school paper where it included all the quotes from the students who said something. And I said, never lose your hope and faith. I have lived by that quote all my life. I'm an 8-year breast cancer survivor, a 7-year stroke survivor, and I have never lost my hope and faith.
Yeah. Wow.
Then I coined another quote that was chosen out of over 5,000 entries for a 2013 calendar. And that quote states, I put this on social media to encourage people regularly. I put it on social media. That quote states, it's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. So I want people to remember that they have dreams that they're going to be pursuing, and don't allow others to squash your dreams. So you're laying on your deathbed, and it's horrible to be laying there and saying, I wish I had done this, I wish I had. No, don't do that. Live it now.
Yeah, and that's some good advice, I guess. So I want to know more about the book that you were talking about before. As a single young woman, a single mom, can you share a little bit more about your book on how to keep a man by what's the title? I'm messing it up already.
Okay, the title of this book is, now all of these books can be ordered at goodshortbooks.com.
Okay.
That's goodshortbooks.com. I want to read you the introduction to The Best Way to Keep a Man Is to Let Him Go.
Okay.
Among other things. That's the complete title.
Mm-hmm.
Introduction. The best way to keep a man is to let him go. My late mother-in-law told me that in 1959 when I was 15 years old. At that time, her son Frederick, everybody calls him Pap, was my boyfriend. I let him go, and on March 31st, 2008, we celebrated 51 years of being together. Then on June 3rd, 2008, we celebrated our 41st wedding anniversary. While my mother-in-law put it into words, I watched my mother put it into action. She let my father go, and they were happily married for almost 35 years until his death in 1974. Let him go doesn't mean don't care. It means be secure enough within yourself that you don't freak out if he's not with you, and you don't know exactly where he is. Let him go means don't try to control where he can go or what time he must leave or return. Let him go means only try to control him, don't try to control him, period. Let him go means don't try so hard to change him. After you have paid your dues, you may tread lightly in this area, but be careful. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. In addition to letting him go, I have observed the need for and used other philosophies and behaviors to help keep me and my man in a warm, loving, and peaceful relationship. My thinking was, he may go, but he'll always come home if I make coming home worth it. But what kinds of things can I do to make it worth coming home? Well, and then it goes into the book, the kinds of things that that females can do. Now, I say, based on my observations and experiences, 80% of the success of a relationship rests on the shoulders of the female, the woman.
Really?
The book explains why. It's only 64 pages, which includes 22 pages of my own recipes. Now, I'm going to read you the titles of the chapters. These are the things that tell you why 80% of this relationship rests on the shoulders of the woman. Modify the way you think. We got to change the way we think as females. We are trying to change the dynamics of nature by our behavior. So, based on what I see and hear, that's not the case. It's not realistic to expect make-believe and storybook happiness. There have been bride dolls forever, but until recently there were no groom dolls. On the wedding day, the bride may be nervous, but she is radiant and confident. She's probably been waiting for this day most of her life while playing with her dolls, talking about it with her girlfriends, and fantasizing about it. And that's just the first paragraph of that chapter. Observe and learn your man. The old folks used to say, you don't know a person until you live with him or her, but you don't have to live with your man in order to observe and learn how he is. It is a good idea to watch for and listen to the signs and words that tell you what he is passive about, what he likes, what he loves, what he is passionate about, and what he dislikes. So I just read a little of that chapter. Be willing and ready to pay your dues. God put the onus on men that they must be willing to die for their women. So I figured that if I were a man, I would not be willing to die for a woman who could not show me that she was definitely in my corner. So that's another chapter, a little bit of it. Fantasy versus reality. Romance novels and magazines taught us that men are knights in shining armor. We can expect them to be sensitive, romantic, suave, punctual, attentive, patient, unselfish, observant, A passage might go something like this. Mary had spent the whole day preparing for Tom's return from work. His shirts were washed and ironed, the house was clean, and dinner was ready. So that's just a look. So that's the fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Now the reality is a whole lot different.
Oh man.
So, don't be going in for the okie doke. Learn how to, quote, fight, unquote. There are arguments, and then there are heated discussions or debates. In an argument, usually someone is trying to, quote, win, unquote. Maybe both people are trying to win. In the process of trying to win, words can become dangerous weapons. A person can say mean and ugly things and later be sorry, but it can be too late to be sorry. So you got to learn how to fight. Remember that you have faults too. What is a fault? Well, according to the American Heritage Dictionary of the English language, a fault is something that prevents perfection. When women get together, if the discussion turns to male-female relationships and men's behavior and faults, and it almost always does, I have never heard a woman make any statement relative to the fact that her man has to put up with her faults. From listening to women, you think that females don't have faults. A little of that one. Nothing is too precious for him. Some women have homes that are like museums or whatever, and there are certain areas where the man can't go and be comfortable in. I grew up with women like that, so I know that there were women like that. So there may be some still today, I'm not sure. Think before you speak. That's a big one. What is the reaction that you want to get from your man? The answer to that question should determine what you will say or do. So you have to ask yourself stuff. So you think before you speak. Always be a lady. There's an old saying, be a lady in the parlor and a tramp in the bedroom. I'm going to talk about being a lady. I'll leave you to your own imagination about being a tramp in the bedroom. Okay. If he has children, accept and treat them as your own. That's self-explanatory. Don't take man advice from a woman who has no man. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see that I think that women make. They are listening to other women who either don't have a man or in a bad relationship with their man. Then when they're with the other woman, they'll talk about the man like a dog. And so and then if you decide to quit him while in the presence of that other female, she hears that, then her ears are going to perk up because she's going to go get him.
Oh, no.
So you don't want him? I do. So
Well,
careful.
Yeah, oh, no.
Okay, look good 99% of the time. Remember when I said that based on my observations, I think a man's eyes are wired to his penis? I did say that earlier in the book. I didn't read that part, but well, you don't necessarily want him to be in a permanent state of arousal, but it works to your benefit to keep his interest up. Looking good goes a long way in that direction. So you got to look good 99% of the time. I love being eye candy for my man. Only in the house, I wear them real short and real tight. It's eye candy. I like being eye candy for me too.
Yeah.
I like looking and feeling sexy.
Right. Oh.
So, don't use sex as a weapon. Don't do it. If let's see. Don't have too many headaches either, because if you do, he's likely to look for someone who doesn't have headaches or who can have a headache and still have sex. Think about that. Okay. Don't depend on your man to make you happy. A lot of females depend on a relationship to be happy. Happiness comes from within. You got to be happy when you go into a relationship.
Yeah.
Don't try to let the relationship make you happy. That's crazy. Pray and laugh together. That's self-explanatory. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. That's the last chapter. And that follows, what follows that are the 22 recipes.
Yeah.
Apple pie, banana pudding, And Yeti's pound cake, which has been in our family, the recipe for over 50 years. Lemon cream pie, pineapple or cherry cream cheese pie, which is my husband's favorite. It's very easy. Spaghetti meat sauce, lasagna, chili, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, pepper steak, skillet chicken and rice. I made that up. That's my favorite. My mouth waters when I'm cooking that. Tuna salad, oven fried chicken, beef stew, top of the stove chuck roast. I put my chuck roast on the top of the stove. I don't do it in the oven. Meatloaf, chicken and dressing, dry beans or peas with smoked turkey, greens or cabbage with smoked turkey, and the last recipe is sautéed cabbage, which I love. So that's the book. You know, I didn't want the last chapter to be the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. These girls nowadays don't like to cook. They want to be taken out to eat. And, you know, there's several things wrong with that. You don't even know what's in whatever you're eating when you're out and about. You gotta, if you cook it yourself, you know what's in it.
Yeah.
So every once in a while we go out to eat. But I cook all the time. I love to cook. And so I left the book is with the recipes.
Wow, Miss Joyce, I need to get my hands on a copy of that one. Like I said, I'm a single mom, but I always think about at some point I would like to start dating again, and I just think about things like that.
I'm sure. It will help. It will help to change the way you think.
Yeah.
You know, and so that is what I observe that women need to do. My husband and I did an interview on February 8th. And the girl who did the interview asked in an email if my husband would be available before the date even came. And so he was available, and he joined. It was a 59-minute interview, and he joined me on it for about 15 minutes of it. And he really added value to that interview. So it can be done.
Yeah.
But we made this pact. Divorce or separation are not options.
Yeah. And that's good, because I hear a lot of people, you know, ask me, which is interesting. So what do you have? I know this is kind of off topic, but I want to just ask, what do you think about that? So again, I've already said I'm a single woman, but I do have a lot of married women that will come to me asking me for relationship advice. And I always just share my opinion with a disclaimer that I'm single. Like, are you sure you want my 2 cents? And nevertheless, they do.
Wow.
So I don't know. It's interesting.
That is interesting. Well, maybe they just want your advice because you have a good sense of self about you.
Okay.
You know?
I didn't think too much into it. I also thought, I went to school for a few years to be a therapist, and so I just kind of give a different perspective, I guess, based on my educational background.
That could be it too. You know, I'm sure that factors in. But that's why I wrote this book, because let me see what the the copyright is. It's 2008. I wrote the book in 2000.
Wow.
That's quite a while ago.
And it's still relevant.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
And I think it always will be.
Yeah.
So it's only $9.99.
Okay.
Yep, and you order it at goodshortbooks.com. All of the books are on Amazon as well. But if you go to goodshortbooks.com, there are 11 books there. My sister wrote one, which is a fabulous book too, and I wrote 10. So I have The Best Way to Keep a Man is to Let Him Go, My Simple Quotes to Live By, Dear Bully, A Breast Cancer Journey to Greater Joy. My four doctors wrote forwards for this book, and when I finished the manuscript, I sent the manuscript off to the 4 doctors that were attending to me, forward, and all 4 of them submitted a forward for me.
Oh.
So this book has 4 forwards. I figured it's my book, so I can have as many forwards in it as I want.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So it's got 4 forwards. Another one is called, this one is one that you will really love. Not Madre Docena. Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids. How old is your daughter?
She's 5.
This would be a good book for you to have.
Okay.
Mother's Dozen, the foreword was written by a minister. He's retired now. He was the minister of Fame Church in Los Angeles, one of the biggest churches in Los Angeles. He calls Mother's Dozen a handbook of excellence in raising children. He says in his foreword, it systematizes the rules passed from generation to generation regarding preparing children for the world to come. Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids is the full title of the book. And I list 12 what I call ingredients for behavior. Number 1, start from infancy. Number 2, manners. Number 3, love for learning. Number 4, responsibility. Number 5, rules, order, and organization. Number 6, independence. Number 7, spirituality or a higher power. Number 8, affection. Number 9, discipline, self-control. Number 10, feed interest. Number 11, obedience. And number 12, patience. How do you teach a child patience?
By being an example and showing them patience.
You make them wait. You
Hmm.
start from an early age, like maybe 6 months or a year. Once they learn how to ask for a cookie or a treat, you make them wait. Yeah, you start really early and young. Babies can't talk or walk when they come here, but they are very, very smart.
Yeah.
They will train you if you don't train them.
That's
So
good.
this book is really a good one as well, because when I wrote this one because I saw so many young mothers who are allowing their children to control them.
Yeah.
And I wrote this book in 2003.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's only, I think 48, I can't remember all the pages of all my books now. It's 48 pages.
Wow. Just jam-packed with wealth of knowledge.
Well, God blessed me and my sister with the talent for being succinct. We both can say a lot in a few words. We're both retired executive assistants.
Okay.
So we have an organized mind. That's our training was like that.
Wow. Wow. Hey, it's been such an honor to speak with you again. Every time I'm always like, I catch myself saying, wow, okay, yep, I gotta get that, yep. Not just like...